Huzzah! Like a Dothraki attending their first MMA cage match, we're all keyed up and feeling a lot of feelings right now as we somewhat patiently wait for the premiere of the final season of Game of Thrones. On today's Ye Olde Pop 100, we kick back in our iron throne of pop marketing and remember our favorite marketing moments in the show's history. So let's kick it off all the way back to season 1. You see, marketing for TV and movies that are making the leap from a previously popular book are always particularly interesting to research for me because on one hand, the fans of the books aren't yet sure that they can even trust you with their beautiful, perfect baby. And on the other hand, people that didn't read the book have no idea that they should even have anything to be excited about at all. HBO's strategy was to put their focus on the current fans of the book and build trust with the core first, thinking correctly that if they won those superfans over, they'd then do a lot of the recruiting of new audience for HBO through word of mouth, therefore taking some of the strain of introducing a new story off of HBO's shoulders. To do this, HBO launched a web-based game called The Maester's Path. Through a series of levels of riddles and puzzles released weekly before the season premiere, the game built anticipation within the knowledgeable fan base, giving them access to never-before-seen footage, settings, and content if they'd recruit new fans into the fold. This thing was slick, and also one of the first online experiences that jumped from online to actual experiences. It was pretty cool. You know, my personal favorite campaign was for season 3 when HBO was in a groove and more comfortable that they were now a pop culture phenomenon. They used the image of a looming shadow from the much anticipated but not yet seen Khaleesi's full-size dragon as it flew across everything from Entertainment Magazine cover, the New York Times, and even buildings across the country. It was a really good use of symbol and looming anticipation without giving too much away. I think it was that season as well that a 40-foot dragon skull washed up on Charmouth Beach. It's a beach known for its richness in Jurassic fossils. The dragon skull was left on the beach with absolutely no explanation, leading to a fury of earned media for people wondering if it was the actual real thing or not. Or if it wasn't, then who would go to such length to put a fake out on a random beach somewhere? HBO was then able to jump in to take the credit and got another PR bump out of that. But it was season 4 that you could see the genius in how the social conversation and the energy around the storyline was then being directly leveraged in marketing the current season. It was when they erected a 23-foot King Joffrey statue in Auckland, New Zealand City Centre, and then proceeded to use the collective fan hate for this character to topple the evil boy king in real life. You see, they tied a giant rope to the statue that was attached to a winch, and with every tweet that included the hashtag #BringDownTheKing, that rope pulled a little bit tighter until the statue was finally toppled over the course of 5 days and over 875,000 tweets later. That is some straight up little finger stuff right there. It's also a big old curiosity gap. Shout out to Andrew Davis on this one. Check out his content to learn more about how this tactic of the curiosity gap can be used to hold an audience's attention and build anticipation at the same time. Brain science! So last season, they took the same social media-powered approach, using live streaming on Facebook Live to get people to watch a gigantic block of ice melt on their social media channel. Yes, 3.7 million people gleefully watched ice melt for Game of Thrones. Headline: by typing the word fire in the comments, it would activate a circle of grouped flamethrowers and melt the giant block of ice, revealing the premiere date of season 7 when all the ice had melted. And that takes us straight to the marketing for the upcoming final 8th season. So following up on their 2017 South by Southwest Westworld activation, where they built, a real working replica of Westworld that made the advertising world scream out in a chorus of "Take my money, please" to the nearest experiential marketing partner, HBO had some big shoes to fill. Of course, they did not disappoint, showing up this year to South by Southwest with another mind-warpingly immersive activation by the folks at Giant Spoon, where participants were asked to bleed for the throne by donating blood in a partnership with the Red Cross. Over 15,000 pints of blood collected. The woozy participants were then spat back out into the streets of Austin with a nice free t-shirt and an Instagram story for the ages. That action was soon followed up with a worldwide scavenger hunt to search for 6 Iron Thrones that had been hidden around the world. With nothing more than a few hints and 365-degree videos of each locations at different times of the day, people were asked and fans were asked to go and find those thrones. A week later, and all but one of the thrones have been found by persistent fans who have tracked the thrones down without any promise or knowledge of what they'd win or what they'd get for all the effort. You may be saying, why in the hell would you spend any money marketing the final season of a show that everybody in the world knows? It's very true. This may not get them new signups, but remember that this isn't really the end. HBO has already agreed to produce multiple shows within Westeros after this season ends. See, it pays for them to keep the momentum up and not to start losing steam, because the real battle will be keeping subscribers from jumping off after the credits roll on the last episode. I didn't even have time to talk about the 217-foot tapestry that they had commissioned with a partnership of Ireland Tourism Board that detailed, every episode of the series, or that time they partnered with the language teaching app Duo to give free classes in High Valyrian. It is clear that HBO sits at the Iron Throne of pop marketing, having mastered the art and science of amassing new fans and subscribers every year by building fan anticipation up to a crescendo that has never disappointed once in the entire show's history. Just like the show itself, the marketing was always giving fans something to talk about by coloring outside of the lines of traditional marketing tropes and converting fan energy into new subscribers. So like a wildling when the open bar closes down, I gotta hit the road. But thanks for joining me for this episode of Pop 100. You can check out more pop marketing musings at pop-marketer.com, where you can sign up for my newsletter, and always be sure to hit me up with any of the Game of Thrones marketing that was your favorite or anything that I missed. Until next time, huzzah!